Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Appreciate you coming out. I'll have one more Turo video for you tomorrow. Right now, I'm going to do a video on this rusty machine. I got two 2017 Murray's 450Es. My scrapper paid $5 for this off another scrapper's trailer. So I gave him his $5 back plus 15, so it was 20 bucks total for these. We kind of looked at this one here. There's not much holding this deck together. So backing plate was missing. I found a replacement. There's no hardware, but I can steal that off of another machine. So the other thing I noticed here is there's no oil filler cap. Maybe they dumped the oil for the garbage to pick up. Garbage men, they don't want to pick up a machine with gas and oil in it. So sometimes Harvey and Helen follow instructions and dump the gas and oil. So the main deal with this one here, besides all those issues, is both of them had recoil malfunction. So I put a used recoil on this thing to try to start it. The recoil that was on it is pretty worn out. The plastics here, there's a lot of wear where it's been rubbing. There's something wrong with the spring. You can see the Z-bend there is kind of popping out, so something's off. So I'm going to ditch that. So probably what we'll do on this is juice it with nitro. I spent some time on this, went through the carb, and this one's a runner and gunner. I think the last thing I got to do on that is a blade. This blade is shot too on this one. They're both 2017s. So what I'm going to do is kind of steal the dipstick off of this the machine. Coincidental that they're both 2017 yard machines. They came from different locations. Let's see. Okay, I'm not reading anything on the dipstick, so it may be bone dry. I'm going to put dead oil in it. I've had a couple of machines recently that were overfilled, and I put the oil here. So let me get a little funnel. I had a little funnel tunnel. Oh, did I fix the Troy built? Nice couple dropped it off that had it in the shop. Shop said 5 to 6 weeks. I put a new blade on it, air filter, degreased it. I'm waiting for them to show up. To take that machine, oiled up the cable, oiled up the wheels. Little Breezy, my mascot's here overseeing the project. Had a little chance of rain. We still may have a shower. But it's dark in the area. Some places are getting rain, and we are not at the moment. So I had tree service guy show up. He brought me a mower. I gave 20 for it, self-propelled, and then scrapper that delivers brought me a standard pusher, and we can look at that one too. I gave what did I pay for that? $10 because the wheels were gone. Harvey had taken all the wheels and nuts off of the mower, and I believe it may have been a mower I sold 3 years ago. It's got a racing sticker on it. Unless it's just a coincidence that the owner put a racing sticker, but I think it was my machine. Let's put some more oil. We're not even touching. So hopefully had a good week, or having a good week. Saw my son this week, had breakfast in downtown Bradenton, delivered a mower to downtown Bradenton first, and then met him for breakfast. So it was a 2-for-1. Still nothing. Geez, I hope there's no crack in the bottom of this thing and it's just pouring out on my driveway. I'm not getting a spot. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a tiny bit. I'm gonna have to come up with some more oil here, which I can do. Okay, yeah, we got some. It's not salsa, it's oil. That's probably going to be enough. I just want to see if this thing's going to run. I'm assuming it was put out because of the deck integrity. I just want to know if I've got a good motor to work with. Okay, we're finally at the bottom mark, so that's enough to just see if this thing's going to work. Threads are a little screwed up, so I'm just going to give it half a turn. Oh, the other thing, no plug. So the plug was swiped, no dipstick, and no hardware or backing plate for the air cleaner. So I had somebody I know stop today, and they had some property that got flooded, and he had 6 or 7 rider mowers. I guess he was just going through them as far as if they died, he just parked them and then got another one. So he had accumulated 7, and they all got flooded. Probably they had 6 feet of water, so all these things were under. And he said, "Are you interested? I'm just going to bring them to the scrap yard." And I said, "No. There's probably nothing that's going to be worth it for me." And I'm trying to cut back on junk. And that junk will just sit around. Maybe I'll need a tire here and there, but I'm not going to store stuff. Especially big stuff. Okay, I'm taking the plug off another one of these scrapper machines so I can throw it in this. So I think the couple that had the Troy built will be happy. Went through it all, like I said. Got it back to them way faster than the 5 to 6 weeks projected time frame from the shop. That one was actually overfilled with oil. I drained a little bit off, but it was pretty good looking. So I didn't do an oil change, just lubed up the safety brake cable. Put a little bread wrapper around the Z-bend on the bail bar to keep that from popping off in the future. Okay, let me roll this over so you can see. Maybe I should try to fix this dipstick, because knowing my luck, it'll start dripping. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll just swipe one off a nearby engine. Save myself some aggravation. That's what I'm going to do. Neighbor. Okay, so that's on. I have nitro right here. Oh, really, really dirty. Bunch of yard waste just filling the throat here. Wow, maybe they were running it like this. Kind of scared to give this thing a shot. But my intention was to show you the underside. Yeah. That's the rot. I think I showed you this the first time around. It's too bad they get cheap. These things would last a lot longer if they would just put some meat on these decks. Okay, while it's up on its end like this, I'm going to direct inject right down the hole. Kind of had to oil up the cable on this one. It was a little stiff. So let's pull on it. I call it a one pull Annie. It's going to fire off. And it did. This is the one that had the lanyard fall off and stay down in there. So let me try to dig that out. And just for fun, put a little fuel in here in the tank just to see if it'll run. Try to pull this thing out. If not, I'm just going to let it hang and put fuel in and not create dust. Oh, so close. Okay, I got it. Let's throw some non-ethanol fuel in there. What else is going on? That's about it. I was going to order some parts. I think I had $26 worth of parts I was going to order, and then I go to check out and it was $30 for tariffs and customs and this and that. So the fees were more than what I was buying, so that's a no-go. So I'm going to cut back, only order what I have to, and see if I can weather this nonsense. Probably have to goose it because it's a primer. Oh, okay, I see what happened. The carb is just dangling and fell off the intake tube. So I gotta just give it a shot here to try to get it to kick off, and then hopefully it pulls up gas, but very dirty. That's hardly moving. Is the spring gone? Yeah, the spring's gone. I don't feel the spring here. Okay, so yeah, that's an issue. It's gone. The spring is gone. So I'm gonna have to steal that off a dead engine. Make a mental note of that. Close. Close again. So I'll just give it one more and then call it quits. It did kick off, so I know it's got compression. Like I said, deck integrity was this Turd's issue. Probably was a good runner and gunner. So yeah, this one's going to work. Without the spring there, it wasn't controlling the governor, so it just stalled out. So spring, I got a backing plate for it. Degrease it, and then tag it. Good engine once I remove it from this deck. So that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you coming out. 2017 Yard Machine. I'll put the model number down below. Yeah, the 11 Alpha Bob L729. We've worked on these high wheelers before. It's a familiar model number. Anywho, please tip your waitress and wait staff. They deserve nice tips. You guys have a good day. Adios, amigos.